Welcome back to the channel JF Coin, my friends. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coin stories in American history, the 2016 Lincoln penny, also known among collectors as one of the ultra Lincoln cents. A coin that, to the untrained eye, looks like any ordinary cent you'd find in your pocket. But behind its copper shine hides a secret that could turn 1 cent into a small fortune. So grab your magnifying glass, because in this video, we're uncovering the history, the errors, the value, and the unbelievable market demand for the 2016 Lincoln penny that collectors are paying up to $442 for today. Section 1. The Legacy of the Lincoln Penny. Before we jump straight into 2016, let's rewind over a century back in time. The Lincoln cent first appeared in 1909, celebrating the 100th birthday of one of America's greatest presidents, Abraham Lincoln. Designed by the legendary sculptor Victor David Brenner, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. Since that historic beginning, the Lincoln penny has evolved through generations, with small but meaningful design changes, from the wheat ears on the back, to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, and finally, the Union Shield reverse introduced in 2010. By the time 2016 arrived, the Lincoln penny had already become a beloved symbol of American history, resilience, and tradition. But that year, something unusual happened in the minting process, something that made a handful of 2016 pennies truly stand out. Section 2. What makes the 2016 Lincoln penny ultra special? At first glance, a 2016 Lincoln penny looks perfectly normal. It features Abraham Lincoln's classic profile on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse, with the motto "In God We Trust," the word liberty, and the date 2016 clearly stamped. But in coin collecting, details matter more than you think. Some 2016 pennies were struck with minting errors that collectors call ultra strikes, ultra sharp details, high quality die impressions, or even double die features where the design appears double due to a striking misalignment. There are also known varieties where the mint mark, especially the 2016 P and 2016 D, shows doubling around the letters, or where the edges have a slightly misaligned die strike, giving it an eye-catching raised rim. These errors are what transform a penny's value from just 1 cent into hundreds of dollars. And if you happen to come across a proof-like 2016 cent with mirror surfaces, strong luster, or crisp die details, you could be holding an ultra-quality specimen worth serious money. Section 3. Where were they minted? In 2016, Lincoln pennies were minted at 3 major U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint produced the majority, marked with a small p, or sometimes no mint mark at all. The Denver Mint, with its D mark, is known for slightly sharper strikes. The San Francisco Mint mainly made proof coins for collectors, with the S mark. But here's the twist. Some of the highest value 2016 pennies came from minting errors during the high-speed production runs in Philadelphia and Denver. Slight die cracks, doubled dies, and ultra-clear strikes created variations that numismatists now treasure. Section 4. The hidden treasure in circulation. Imagine this: a coin that you might receive as change from a grocery store or find under your couch cushions could be worth hundreds. Collectors have reported finding 2016 Lincoln cents in circulation that show off-center strikes, die cracks on Lincoln's shoulder, or extra thickness in the lettering. Some of these coins, once authenticated by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, have sold in auctions for $442 or more, depending on condition, rarity, and visual appeal. Even uncirculated 2016 pennies in mint condition can reach values from $5 to $50, while rare era coins can break the $400 mark easily if they're verified and in top grade. Section 5. What to look for in your 2016 penny. So how can you tell if your 2016 penny is one of the valuable ones? Here's what you need to look for carefully. Doubling on the date, or the word, liberty, a clear sign of a double die obverse. Thick or distorted lettering around the motto "I in God We Trust." Cracks or raised lines along Lincoln's shoulder or the rim of the coin. Off-center strike, where the design isn't perfectly centered. Proof-like surfaces, mirror shine, and strong strike details. If your coin matches any of these characteristics, it's definitely worth a closer look. You might want to send it to a professional grader to verify its authenticity and potential market value. Section 6. The market and current value in 2025. Now let's talk about the real excitement. How much is the 2016 Ultra Lincoln penny worth today, as of the latest market reports? Collectors have paid anywhere from $100 to $442 for certain error or high-grade coins. The most valuable examples are those graded MS67 or higher, meaning they are nearly perfect in condition, showing no signs of wear and perfect luster. Even a simple 2016 penny in uncirculated condition can be worth $10 to $20, while unique mint error coins with striking differences can fetch hundreds at auction, online marketplaces, coin shows, and numismatic auctions are filled with buyers constantly searching for that next rare 2016 penny to add to their collection. So yes, that shiny little 1-cent coin in your pocket could be the next jackpot find. Section 7. The fascination of collectors, coin collectors, or numismatists, love the 2016 Lincoln penny not just for its value but for what it represents, a modern connection to a long tradition of American coinage. The Lincoln cent is more than metal. Its history, art, and precision craftsmanship all pressed into a 19mm copper-plated zinc coin. Each one tells a story of how even in the digital age, something as small as a penny can still make headlines and spark excitement worldwide. People from all over the United States, from young beginners to seasoned collectors, are now checking their pocket change more closely than ever. Because in 2016, ordinary turned into extraordinary. Section 8. Final words. Keep searching. So the next time you receive change from a store, take a moment to look closely at those pennies. That little 2016 Lincoln cent might not just be a coin. It might be a treasure waiting to be discovered, a piece of American minting history worth far more than 1 cent. Who knows? The next $442 penny could be sitting right there in your jar, quietly waiting for someone like you to notice its hidden details. Keep collecting, keep searching, and keep learning, because every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story can make history. Closing lines. Call to action. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and share this video so other collectors can check their change too. You never know whose pocket the next valuable penny might be hiding in. Thanks for watching, and remember, every cent counts when you know its true value. Would you like me to make this script more dramatic and emotional, like a storytelling mystery, with suspense and treasure hunt tone, or more educational, like a professional coin collector presentation? I can expand it further to match your YouTube channel style. Today's collector market. Let's dive deep into the story behind this special penny, the 1993 Lincoln cent, a coin that might look ordinary, but its hidden secrets could turn a simple cent into a collector's dream come true. Now, before we talk about its amazing value, let's step back in time and uncover the roots of this legendary coin. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909, was designed to honor the great 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. Over the years, it has become one of the most iconic coins in American history. The 1993 penny belongs to the long-running Lincoln Memorial Series, which was minted from 1959 to 2008. The letter D under the date represents the Denver Mint, the place where this particular coin was struck. In 1993, millions of these pennies were produced. They were made from copper-plated zinc, a change that took place back in 1982 when the U.S. Mint shifted from solid bronze to zinc composition due to the rising price of copper. So each 1993 penny is composed of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper plating. But here's where the magic begins. Not every 1993 penny was struck perfectly. Some rare examples show incredible minting errors, doubling on the letters, off-center strikes, or unique die variations that make collectors go crazy. And that's where the big money comes in. A regular circulated 1993 penny might only be worth its face value of 1 cent. But a flawless example, a coin in pristine mint state condition, or one that carries a rare error, can fetch an unbelievable amount of money. Collectors have been known to pay hundreds of dollars for these coins. Imagine a small penny that most people overlook, selling in the collector's market for $442 or even more depending on condition and rarity. It's hard to believe, but that's the truth of coin collecting. One man's pocket change can become another man's treasure. So what makes some 1993 Lincoln pennies so valuable? Let's uncover the reasons. First, condition is everything. Coins graded mint state by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, especially those rated MS65, MS66, or higher, are extremely desirable. A coin that has never been circulated, with no scratches, marks, or discoloration, shines like a freshly minted gem, and those are the coins that bring in the big money. Some rare 1993 pennies with full sharp details and bright red luster have shocked auction bidders with prices climbing into the hundreds. The second factor is errors. The U.S. Mint sometimes accidentally creates coins with unique characteristics. For the 1993 penny, there are reports of double die obverse errors where the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile shows a doubling effect. Other examples include off-center strikes, broad strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. These rare errors transform an ordinary coin into a collectible masterpiece. Every error coin tells its own story, making it one of a kind and irresistible to serious numismatists. But let's not forget the emotional connection behind the Lincoln penny. For over a century, this small coin has been a symbol of America's spirit, hard work, and resilience. It has traveled through decades, passing through countless hands, from everyday workers to students to business owners, carrying silent stories of history. The 1993 penny, although modern, continues that legacy. Some collectors say it's not just about the metal or the money, it's about holding a piece of American history in your palm. Now imagine this. You're sorting through your loose change or checking a coin jar sitting in the corner of your home. Suddenly, you spot a 1993 penny, and it looks a bit shinier, a bit cleaner, maybe even a little different. What would you do? Would you toss it aside, or would you take a closer look? Because that single moment of curiosity could change everything. That penny could be the one, a high-grade mint state coin worth hundreds of dollars. Collectors today are paying serious attention to the Lincoln pennies from the 1990s. While millions were minted, only a few have survived in perfect, untouched condition. Those coins, sealed and preserved, have seen their value rise over time. The current market for a top-condition 1993 Lincoln penny hovers around $442, with some examples selling for even higher prices depending on their color designation, red, red-brown, or brown, and how beautifully the luster shines under the light. So, before you spend that penny, take a moment to check it carefully. Look for the mint mark D below the date 1993. Observe the sharpness of the details, the brightness of the color, and the smoothness of the surface. If it looks flawless or shows any strange doubling or striking error, you might be holding something truly special. Because the 1993 Lincoln penny isn't just another cent, it's a hidden piece of numismatic gold disguised as copper. The fascinating part of collecting coins like the 1993 penny is that every find feels like a treasure hunt. The thrill of discovering something rare in everyday change keeps collectors hooked. And who knows, you might even find one worth more than the current market value of $442. Prices can rise as more collectors compete for high-grade examples and as time adds historical value to these coins. So next time you come across a Lincoln penny, don't just see it as small change. Think about its history, the craftsmanship, the artistry of Victor David Brenner, who designed Lincoln's portrait, and the incredible journey of that coin from the mint in Denver all the way to your hands. The 1993 penny represents more than just 1 cent, it represents history, rarity, and potential fortune. In the world of coins, legends are born from the smallest pieces of metal. Some of the most valuable coins started as ordinary change, only to surprise the world decades later. The 1993 Lincoln penny is one of those hidden gems, a symbol of how something so small can hold such extraordinary worth. So keep your eyes open, check your coins, and who knows, Maybe you'll be the next person to uncover a 1993 D penny worth hundreds of dollars. Because sometimes, the treasure you seek isn't buried in the ground, it's right there, in the palm of your hand. Thank you for watching, and if you love stories about rare coins, incredible discoveries, and hidden treasures, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more amazing coin value stories coming your way. Who knows, your next penny might just change your life. Studio microphone end of script. Would you like me to make this script sound even more dramatic and cinematic, for example, with pauses, tone cues, and emotional emphasis like a professional YouTube voiceover? That version would make it sound like a true coin documentary. Today you might just discover that the change sitting in your drawer could be hiding a small fortune. Yes, I'm talking about the 1988 1-cent Lincoln penny, a coin that might look ordinary, but for collectors and experts in the coin world, it's an absolute treasure. Some of these rare 1988 Ultra Lincoln pennies have been known to sell for over $400, with the highest market value touching around $442, depending on the condition and mint mark. So get ready, because in this video we're diving deep into the full history, the hidden errors, the metal composition, the fascinating minting story, and the current collector's market value of the 1988 Lincoln penny that could make you a lucky owner of a small piece of American coinage history. Part 1. History of the 1988 Lincoln penny. The 1988 Lincoln penny carries the image of the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, a design that has been used since 1909, originally created by the legendary designer Victor David Brenner. By 1988, this coin had already seen decades of circulation and change, but it was also part of a significant transition period in American coinage. Before 1982, Lincoln pennies were made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint made a big change. Starting in 1982, they began producing pennies with a zinc core and a thin copper plating. That means your 1988 penny is actually 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper on the outside. This shift in materials not only changed the weight and sound of the coin but also made certain error types more likely, and those errors are exactly what makes some of these pennies worth hundreds of dollars today. Part 2. Where it was minted. The 1988 penny was produced at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You can identify the mint by checking for the small letter under the date on the front of the coin. If there's no letter, it's from Philadelphia. A small d means it was minted in Denver, and an S means it was struck in San Francisco. Among these, the 1988 D Lincoln penny is one of the most common. Millions upon millions were made. But in the world of coins, even common coins can hide rare mistakes. And when a coin has a minting error or a transitional design issue, it becomes a collector's dream. Part 3. The secret of the 1988 Ultra Lincoln penny. Now, here's where it gets truly interesting. Some 1988 pennies, specifically those made at the Philadelphia Mint, have been found with what experts call a transitional reverse design. In simple words, that means the back of the coin, the side showing the Lincoln Memorial, was struck using a design die from the following year, 1989. This tiny difference is nearly invisible to the casual eye, but it's a huge deal to collectors. The easiest way to identify this ultra-rare variety is to look closely at the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side. On the regular 1988 reverse, the bottoms of the A and M are touching. But on the rare 1988 penny with the 1989 reverse, those letters are slightly separated. This small design difference makes that coin one of the most valuable pennies from the late 1980s. That's the kind of detail that turns a 1-cent coin into a coin worth hundreds of dollars. And that's why collectors all over the world call this the 1988 reverse of 1989 variety, or the Ultra 1988 Lincoln penny. Part 4. Error varieties to watch for. But that's not the only thing that makes 1988 penny special. There are also several error types that have been discovered, such as double die obverse (DDO), where parts of the design, like Lincoln's eye, the date, or the word liberty, appear double dot off-center strikes, where the coin design is slightly misaligned, leaving a blank crescent of metal on one edge. Die cracks and die breaks, where cracks in the minting die create raised lines or blobs on the coin's surface. Repunched mint marks, RPMs, where the small D or S mint mark was punched more than once, leaving a ghost-like doubling effect. Each of these error varieties can dramatically increase the value of a 1988 penny, sometimes by hundreds of dollars, depending on how noticeable and rare the error is. Part 5. How to find one and what to look for. If you want to hunt for one of these treasures, start by checking all the 1988 pennies in your pocket change, in your old jars, or in coin rolls from the bank. Use a simple magnifying glass or even a jeweler's loupe to inspect the tiny design details. Look at the reverse side carefully. Focus on the spacing between the letters A and M in America and check the designer's initials, FG, at the bottom right. If you notice a clear separation between the A and M, or if the initials look like the 1989 style, congratulations, you may have one of the ultra-rare 1988 pennies. Keep in mind that condition matters too. A coin in uncirculated or mint state condition can be worth significantly more than one that's worn or scratched. Part 6. Market value and collector interest. So, how much are these coins actually selling for today? Well, depending on the condition and rarity, the 1988 Lincoln penny with the 1989 reverse design can bring in anywhere from $50 to well over $400 in collector markets. The most pristine examples, graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, have reached around $442. Yes, that's $442 for a single 1-cent coin. Regular 1988 pennies without errors are worth their face value in circulation, but in uncirculated or proof condition, they can still fetch anywhere from $1 to $5 from collectors who are completing full Lincoln cent sets. The true treasure, however, lies in finding that ultra-rare variety or one of the dramatic error coins. Part 7. Why collectors love this coin. Collectors love the 1988 Lincoln penny because it represents a fascinating bridge between two eras: the classic Lincoln design that began in 1959 and the subtle design shift that led to the 1990s. It's a coin that teaches us how even the smallest design change in the minting process can become a historical marker and a source of great value decades later. Every scratch, every shine, every detail tells a story. And for those who understand what to look for, it's like uncovering a hidden secret of American history, one that fits right in the palm of your hand. Ending, strong call to action, so the next time you come across a 1988 Lincoln penny, don't just toss it aside. Look at it closely, inspect every detail, and you might just discover that you're holding one of the most fascinating and valuable coins of modern U.S. minting history. Whether you're a passionate collector, a casual hobbyist, or just someone curious about the hidden worth of your everyday change, the 1988 Ultra Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how tiny treasures can carry big stories, and sometimes, even bigger values. If you enjoyed learning about this amazing coin, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more coin value discoveries, and drop a comment below sharing what rare coins you've found. Who knows, your next penny might just be worth hundreds of dollars. Would you like me to make this script sound more like a YouTube narrator, with pacing, pauses, and voice-style cues like zoom in or dramatic tone? That can make it even more engaging for your video. Today we are going deep into the amazing story, the value, the minting secrets, and the history of the 1987 D Lincoln penny, a coin that might just be sitting unnoticed in your change jar right now. Let's start from the beginning. The year was 1987, and the United States Mint was producing billions of 1-cent coins at a time when copper had already been replaced by a cheaper material. Since 1982, pennies were no longer made primarily of copper. Instead, they were made of a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper, weighing just 2.5 grams. The Denver Mint, marked with the D Mint mark just below the date, was busy striking millions of these coins, but not every penny came out perfectly. And that's where our story begins. The 1987 D Lincoln penny features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that has been used since 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. On the reverse side is the image of the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. But even though the design looks ordinary, some 1980-70 pennies stand out due to rare minting errors, unusual conditions, and special collector qualities that make them worth much more than a single cent. Collectors love searching for 1980-70 Lincoln cents with errors like double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or even coins struck on the wrong planchet. Some examples show doubling on the date, or the letters in Liberty and I in God We Trust, and those are the kinds of coins that can sell for hundreds of dollars. Another major factor is the condition of the coin. If your penny is in mint state, especially graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, the value skyrockets because high-grade examples are incredibly rare for coins that were used daily. Now here's where it gets exciting. In the coin market today, regular circulated 1980-70 pennies might only be worth 1 or 2 cents, but high-quality uncirculated examples and those with errors have been sold for as much as $442 or even more depending on the market. That's right, a coin that cost only a single cent to spend could turn into hundreds of dollars for a lucky collector. Imagine finding one of these ultra-rare gems hiding in your pocket change or coin collection box. The coin collecting world thrives on stories like this. Every coin tells a piece of American history. The 1980-70 penny reminds us of the technological changes at the U.S. Mint during the 1980s, when the composition of coins shifted from copper to zinc to save costs, and when precision machinery sometimes created rare mistakes that today's collectors prize. The D Mint mark stands for the Denver Mint, one of the most productive mints in U.S. history, and coins from Denver are often known for their sharp strikes. But even the best machines make errors, and those minting flaws are what create valuable treasures for collectors today. If you are wondering how to identify if your 1980-70 Lincoln penny is one of the valuable ones, here are some things to look for. First, check the coin carefully under good light. Look closely at the date and the word Liberty. If you notice any doubling, misalignment, or extra thickness, that could be a double die variety. Also, check the rim and edges for off-center strikes or missing letters. Another clue could be the color and luster. Bright red uncirculated pennies, often called red RD by graders, are much more desirable than brown or red-brown coins. A 1980-70 Lincoln penny graded MS67 red can fetch hundreds of dollars because only a few examples exist in such perfect condition. Some collectors even report finding 1980-70 pennies with small die chips on the Lincoln Memorial side, where extra bits of metal form around the columns or roof lines. These small but unique defects can make your coin stand out to era collectors who love rare varieties. Now, let's talk about the market. In recent years, the coin market has seen a rise in interest for 1980s era pennies, especially those in pristine condition. Online auction platforms like eBay and Heritage Auctions have seen several 1980-70 pennies sell for impressive prices when graded high by professional grading services. A top-quality MS67 example has fetched more than $400, and even MS66 examples can bring anywhere from $50 to $100, depending on the demand and eye appeal. But it's not just about the money. Collecting coins like the 1980-70 Lincoln penny connects us to the past. Every scratch and shine tells a story, from the minting process in Denver to the journey through people's hands across America. These pennies have been witnesses to everyday life, yet some have survived in perfect condition, untouched for decades, now shining as collectible treasures. So, the next time you get change back at a store or find an old jar of pennies tucked away, take a closer look. There might be a 1980-70 Lincoln penny hiding among them, waiting to reveal its hidden worth. Even a small cent can make a big difference when it's rare and well preserved. That's the magic of coin collecting, turning ordinary into extraordinary. Always remember, the true value of a coin depends on rarity, condition, and demand. A single mistake at the mint, or an untouched coin kept safe for years, can become a collector's dream. So, start checking your coins today. Who knows, maybe you have one of those ultra-rare 1980-70 Lincoln pennies worth hundreds of dollars sitting right under your nose. Thank you for watching. If you love discovering hidden treasures and want to learn more about valuable US coins that could make you rich, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another amazing coin story. Keep collecting, keep searching, and who knows, your next penny might just be worth a fortune. Would you like me to make a YouTube description and keyword list for this video too? It can help your video rank higher and attract more views.